Sorry guys, just removed it. Yeah, welcome back to the channel. I'm so happy to be here. It's been a while. Obviously. Been very inconsistent in my content, obviously, admittedly, but I am really trying my best to, to keep content coming. Hopefully, I will obviously find a bit of consistency at some point. We're here to do the player ratings for the 2021-22 season, obviously from Huddersfield Town, my team. Which actually, the reason I've done it so late is because I didn't actually realise I hadn't actually done a show about this, which, I was very quick to correct, which I have done today. So we're here, and I'm going to take you through my ratings for just the season's just gone. Now, I believe that Tom is going to join us in a moment, but I'm going to start. I'm just going to keep this flowing. Like I said, before I do start, if you do like this video, please hit the like button and please subscribe. I'm nearly at 50 subscribers, only 2 away now. So anybody that hasn't subscribed or anybody that can help get me to that target, I really would appreciate that. So yeah, here we are. So I'm going to start off with obviously Lee Nichols, who, yeah, he's been absolutely flawless all season, hasn't he? He really has. Definitely a worthy winner, of the Player of the Year award for us, and obviously a place in the Championship Team of the season as well. Well deserved there as well. I can't give him any other than a perfect score. It has to be 10 for me. Like I say, he's been outstanding all season, what he's produced, and he's made a difference to the back line as well as what obviously making save after saving the goal as well. His overall game is just so impressive. Hello Matthew, hello, welcome on in. Thank you for coming in. Lee Nichols for me has to be a 10. Like I say, he hasn't put a foot wrong all season, absolutely fantastic. Bit of business last summer to get him in, and he's really hit the ground running, and brilliant stuff. I'm going to go on to the next player, which I've rated, which is Levi Colwell. I think he's been pretty consistent, very consistent actually, from the moment he kind of arrived. I think he's got better and better as the season's gone on though, and in the turn of the year, he was really finding some even top form. He was absolutely excellent. Obviously before his injury as well, which was unfortunate for him to pick up that injury. But again, it's one of those, isn't it? That's part of football sometimes. But then he came back into the side, and he continued to do really well for us. Like I said, a clear star for the future, wherever that path may be. He's a clear star for the future. Hello, Hannah. Welcome on in. I hope you're well, by the way. Thank you for coming in. I'm gonna actually read Levi's message to us as Town fans, which he posted on his Instagram page the other day. With a really beautiful video, actually. Thanking, obviously. I'm going to get my guest on it in a moment. He put, firstly, I would like to thank every coach, player and fan at Huddersfield Town from the first day I got taken in as one of your own and got the trust I needed from you all. What a season we had together that I will never forget. Once again, thank you for everything up the town with a blue heart, which I thought was really touching, really, that message from him. So bless him. And it's a shame that we can't get him back, but what he did for us this past year has been outstanding, and we've been really lucky to be able to witness, his talent and help him with his development as well. Because I think that being at our club, playing week in, week out, will have really pushed his game on. So you can tell he's very thankful of the opportunity he's had at the club. So I'm going to get Tom in if he's ready to come in now. So yeah, a regular to the stream. But yeah, great to have him back on. Welcome, hello there.
Hello.
I hope things are well with you. I've just kind of gone through the first two players. So obviously, Lee Nichols. Kind of give me your rating for Lee and kind of a summary of your thoughts of him this season as well.
Ratings out of 10, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, apart from bad air fever, I'm all right. 10 definitely. I think he's been best player in the squad this year.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I say, he's got a few awards this season as well, and yeah, he has. You can't not give him a 10 because of the impact he's had. What about Levi? Give me your rating for Levi and kind of why you've given him that rating as well.
I give him an 8.
Yeah.
It's been sensational. I mean, he's still only 18, 19?
Yeah, he's 19 now because it was his birthday once at the other month. But yeah, still young, still very young.
Well, I mean, for me, it's Premier League class, and I think he will stay at Chelsea. And I think he'll be in and around their team. I think this season for them. I'd love him back on another loan, but I can't see it.
No, it's not going to happen now, unfortunately. I think he's kind of that message as well he put on Instagram, which was really touching, actually. I think it kind of suggested he wasn't able to come back, unfortunately, which I'm sure he would have loved to have done, but unfortunately, sometimes that can't happen. Really well said, but thank you so much. I saw Levi's Insta post of the day, which, yeah, very touching, of course. Yeah, very nice to read them positive comments that he had for us. And another comment here. Lee Nichols should have get called up to the England squad as he's outstanding. Yeah, I think that it's only a matter of time before he gets that call, surely. Mind you, having said that, I don't think Southgate truly appreciates Nichols, so I'm not sure if that may happen anytime soon, unless Southgate kindly goes away. But anyway, that's another story. But yeah, I did actually give Levi an 8. I can't remember if I actually gave my ratings for Levi in the kind of, because I kind of gave a summary of why of his season and everything. But anyway, if I didn't, I've given him an 8 just to be clear. Tom Lee's, yeah, again, one of the most consistent outfield players for us, in my opinion. Despite having no pre-season, by the way, relatively speaking, he had so many, he was just a rock to that defence, he really was. And, like I say, he produced time and time again, like I say, consistency. And for that reason, I have to give him a 9 because he just possessed everything that we want in a defender. And he really organised the back line as well, and really was kind of one of those that showed that leadership quality as well, in terms of, very vocal and very elite. Yeah, but yeah, I'm giving him a 9. What are you giving him, and your reasons for that?
I give him a 9, not because he's called Tom like I am. No. Yeah. I think he hasn't had a pre-season, which cannot be easy. And I think the game he made his debut, he was originally supposed to play for the B team the day after, but he played, I think, full 90, didn't he? But 9, yeah. I think he's not had one bad game. Not one bad game.
Yeah, he's like I said, Mr. Consistent. We could rely on him,
I mean, he's not the tallest. He's not the tallest, but he knows how to defend. He's one of them old-fashioned, no-nonsense defenders.
Yeah, exactly. And he's not the quickest either, but he knows what he's doing. Like you said, the experience tells. I'm just so happy that he's coming in and really settled here. Because I know obviously there was a bit of doubt when we signed him. But anyway, on to Matty Pearson again. He's been as consistent as ever as well. And really immense at times as well. Throwing his body on the line and defensively, yeah, you can't fault him really, in my opinion. And as I say, actually scoring a few goals as well early on in the season as well. And that was vital for us to getting off to the start of the season. We did, in the good form we did. So Pearson really contributed, not only defensively but also, scoring goals at the start, at the start of the season, which was massive because it's always a bonus when defenders come with goals. But his overall contribution, I've been really impressed with Matty, and for that reason, I'm giving him an 8. For that reason, what are you giving him, and kind of your reasons?
I think it's been good, really good. I give him a 7 due to a few errors he made, but still, I think him quality. He's not scared to go in for a tackle, and he doesn't just play as a centre back. In times, I've seen him running down the right wing as a right back. Because I think for Luton he played a right back, but I think last season, him and Lee's like animals in defence. Bit like a Vinnie Jones type tackles they were doing, but
absolutely. I was going to say that partnership with Peterson and Leeds were really nice. Once it really complemented each other quite well, and it was great.
Two really experienced Championship defenders as well.
Absolutely, and brilliant partnership that they've developed over the season. But yeah, fantastic from those two. I'm going to go on to Naby Sarr now. Obviously, Naby Sarr has been the opposite in my opinion. He's been very inconsistent. He's had his trademark 2 games that he's played really well in, and then just kind of a poor one. He's kind of an erratic kind of style he's got, really. He has a few good games, then he's just back to erratic and very poor. But to be honest with you, when he was called upon at the back end of this, obviously with Pearson, getting an injury, you could arguably say that he showed his best form for in a Town shirt when called upon, and so it's been an up and down season for Naby. I mean, he's one of those. He was never a starter for me, but he would come on and maybe do a job for you that way. But yeah, very erratic performer. Came up with a few goals, though, and like I say, played a key role when obviously Pearson got injured and he came in and did a solid job. But for me, I have to be honest with myself here, and I have to give Naby a 6 because I don't think he's been the best. Like I say, he's been up and down, so I can't give him higher than a 6 in my opinion. What about you?
They get some backlash for this, but I give him a 4.
Yeah,
he hasn't hardly played, and when he's played, he's done all right. He's not done over good. It's like when he gets on the ball, I get worried. When he's got the ball, when he's going to pass, you don't know if he's going to pass to our man or one of theirs a mistake. But he seems like a genuinely nice guy. But I give him a 4.
Yeah, fair enough. Like I say, all we expect on the show really is honesty, and that's what you've kind of given us there. I know what you're saying about, obviously, when he was on I don't think he was ever comfortable with the style we played. Let's be honest, he couldn't really do the style we played, and maybe that's why we haven't renewed the contract, because maybe Carlos has just looked at the bigger picture and maybe said, we kind of need somebody that is a bit better quality-wise. In all fairness, and yeah. But yeah, great character to have around, no doubt about it. Really likable guy.
I mean, he's I think when he played for Charlton, he scored an own goal in the playoff final because he's not so good. I don't think he's good on the ball. I think he's more of a long ball type player.
Yeah.
Yeah. But nice guy. Generally sounds like a really nice chap.
Yeah, absolutely. Great guy to have around the training field. But unfortunately, we do need that quality as well, and if it's not being produced to the level that maybe Carlos and his team and us as fans see, unfortunately maybe it was just time to part ways like we kind of have done. So yeah, now I'm going to go on to the next one. I'm just going to catch up with some comments here. Sarr poor at defence position recently. Not poor at defence position. Yeah, you mean the position of where he was kind of defending it, I'm presuming. Yeah, like I said, he should be rated lowest, so there's not much love for Sarr. Rhodes was fantastic for the season, really good work. Yeah, like I say, I'll get on to Rhodes in a moment. But we're going to keep going with the defence. Pippa. Now, I think that with Pippa, it's been a kind of a season of 2 steps forward, 1 step back, in my opinion. Because kind of missed the first half of the campaign, as we know, through injury. The summer should definitely do him good, but I just don't think he's ever. I can't really, he's not played much, to be honest with you. So, and I've not really, like I say, that mentality of 2 steps forward, 1 step back. It's kind of felt like that of a bit of a season for him. But providing he stays with us, obviously there'll be interest from the club. The summer will do him a world of good, and hopefully he can keep fit. But I've actually rated Pippa at 4. I really have rated Pippa at 4 because I've not seen enough from him, and I've not seen that mentality of 2 steps forward, 1 step back for me this season. And like I say, he was injured for the first half of the season, so we haven't really seen him much until the New Year time kind of thing. But yeah, what about you? What are your thoughts?
I'll give him a 2.
Yeah.
He's been injured most of the season, and when he's played all right. He's not played over good. One game that he did play good, I think that was the second leg against Luton at home in playoffs. I think he played really well that game. But like I said, a 2, he's not really played much. But I also read the other day that it could be go at Olympiacos, but I don't know.
Yeah, but that's what I thought as well. But
give him a 2, yeah. 2.
Yeah, I think that we could do with maybe seeing what he can do in this coming season, really. I think we could do with keeping all of him, even though I've rated him a bit low. So he's been average. Like I said, 4 is probably about average, isn't it? You'd say, in a rating scale. So we're going to go on to Josh Ruffles now. Like I say, he's rarely got a look in this past season, as we know. But when called upon, when we needed him, I felt like he's been very, really reliable, in my opinion. A poor showing, like I say, against Forest in the FA Cup, if you remember. And yeah, but for that reason, I can't really comment much more on Ruffles because I haven't really seen much of him. But I've kind of summed that up, short but sweet. I have to give him a 5 for me. I think that he's done brilliant when he's come in, but he's not really had a look in, let's be honest, this season. What about you?
What, John Russell?
No, Josh Ruffles, sorry.
Oh, Josh Ruffles. 4. He's played well when come up on, but he hasn't played a lot.
Not being allowed to, though, is he? He's not had a look in because of the strength of the squad, so you could see both.
And I think he's been got to get used to Callas's style because it takes quite a while to get used to. But I can see this season, I can see him playing quite a bit. Toffolo's just got what has triggered his option on it just to a year.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's been a good player. Seems like another one that's got good personality. Seems a nice guy. Yeah, I'll give him a 4.
Yeah, absolutely. Which leads me on to the man himself, Harry Toffolo. Like I say, I think if you remember at the start of the season, he was kind of playing just slightly below his best, in my opinion. But he's got really better and better as the season's gone on. And like I say, adding some really important goals, as you know. And then obviously his assists as well. Fantastic, back into the season for sure. He showed the form that we all knew he's, kind of capable of. Like I say, went on a goal scoring run, which is not that usual really for a player, where he plays. So yeah, full credit to him. Started off slowly, got better and better, and he was showing the form of his life, in my opinion, towards the back end of the season. For that reason, like I said, a slow start, bearing that in mind, well, not slow start, you could just say it. I knew there was more from him at that start of the season when I saw him, and we did eventually get to see that, so that's what I mean. So I have to give him a 7 on that basis. What about you?
I give him a 7. I think he's been brilliant, but he started off slow. But I've noticed when we play a back 4 and he plays left back, he doesn't do so well. But when we go back 3 and he plays a wing back, because he can bomb on then because
Yeah.
you've got the centre back that can cover. But I think the best cross I've seen him was this season was that Danny Ward header against Blackpool.
Yeah.
Where it whipped in. But yeah, I'd give him a 7. I think he's got better to near December time. He was getting better and better, and yeah, I give him a 7.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I said, hopefully he has extended by a year. Won't read too much into that, if I'm honest with you, because I think that I know there'll be interest. We haven't really heard much interest from him, to be honest with you. But if we can keep hold of him and really push on this new season, I really do believe we can really push on and use that disappointment of the playoff final and get over the line this time and really do something in the coming season. I really believe that. But anyway, we're going to move on to Ollie Turton now. Obviously, Ollie, another slow start in my opinion. Yeah, I think it was understandable though that he struggled at the start of the season, honestly, because obviously, coming up to the Championship for the first time in his career is a big move, and it does take time to adapt, to the league because it's a very tough league. But like I say, gradually found his feet and really made that shirt his own. Really, when he came in, he had a long spell, obviously, in the side, despite obviously Pippa's comeback from injury. Like I say, it was also I also recognise this against the very, very good sides. He was, he played very, very well as well against the really strong sides of the division, if you could say so. Which again was crucial to where we finished. So I think that Ollie, just quickly summarising, a slow start, like I say, adapting to the league. He's got better and better. Really made that shirt his own, like I say. And yeah, I think he's been a crucial part to where we finished just this season gone. So fair play to him. I really enjoyed watching him as well at times. What about you anyway? I'm waffling.
Ollie Turton, started off slow. It got better. They don't call him Ginger Caffrey for no reason.
yeah.
But I'd give him a 6.5. Due to because he started off slow and he's got better and better. And I think this season, he'd be the main start off at right back position, right wing back or right back position. I think.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that this another kind of big summer ahead as well, and he can improve even more next season. Like I say, so I understand why you say that. So yeah, brilliant stuff from Ollie. Next player, Carol Lighting. Now, actually, Carol actually did all right whenever he played, but the problem was he's obviously John Russell's kind of emergence from nowhere kind of meant he didn't get much of a chance. So for this reason, I have to give him a mark that I can't go any higher because of that, because I haven't really seen much of him. In all fairness, though, maybe he got more of a chance in that first spell he had with the club, but I just think he lacked something. He did lack something whenever we saw him in glimpses. I mean, I suppose it's hard to kind of show what you're about in the amount of minutes he kind of had, in all fairness, but I don't know. Yeah. But anyway, I have to give him a 4. I can't go higher than a 4 because he just didn't play enough for me, and he did all right when he came in. He didn't do much. What about you?
I think 3. He didn't hardly play, but when he did play, he played. I think the last home game of the season, he played really well in that game. But yeah, 3. Seems like a really nice guy. Another one that seems like a really nice guy.
But I think that overall, every player seems like really, I think every player has the positive attributes that you want in a town player in terms of personality on and off the field. So I see what you're saying.
I can't give him more than a 3. I'm afraid.
Yeah, fair enough. And obviously, we won't be seeing him next season. Obviously, with him not renewing his contract. So yeah, all the best to him in wherever his next move takes him. Scott High, another kind of brilliant academy product that we've brought through the ranks here. like I say, I think he did fairly well, to be honest with you. And after being really thrust into that first team over much of the first half of the season, I think it's a really promising start for him, to be honest, and it's something he can really build upon. I really do believe that, and I think he's got the talent to really grow. He's still young, he's still learning, but you learn when you're learning from someone like Carlos, who's managing. You're gonna develop as footballers. You've seen it this season, the way he's been able to push players on and really develop their games. So Scott has got a bright future, and I really do think in the coming few seasons, maybe next season, we can really push on and really try and make a claim. There's no reason why he can't. So for that reason, I'm going to give him a 5. But yeah, a really promising, bright young prospect that I'm excited to see more of in the future. What about you?
5.5. I think when he's come up on, it's got a lot of stick. I mean, fans need to realise he's just come up from a B team from the Academy League. But I rate him very highly. I think the last season, I think it would have helped him being with the first team with Hoggy and O'Brien probably giving him advice. But I do think this season, I think he will be quite a big player for us because I've seen him play for the under-21 for Scotland, and he can play well. He can run with the ball. He can pass the ball well as well. So anyway, I'm just going to shut up. Carry away.
No, don't worry about it. I'm very guilty of waffling on, so don't worry about it. You did fine. Which leads me on to the next player, is Jonathan Hogg. Like I say, he's Hoggy, started the season really well and finished it really, really strongly, in my opinion. But kind of had a kind of dip in form, if you could say so, in the middle. Either side of his injury, if you remember, which is understandable. But yeah, consistent performer. I love Hogg. A really core part of our midfield. So for that reason, I'm giving him a 6. For me, I think you have to give him, So a 6 for me. I'm not going to say any more. Brilliant player, brilliant servant for the football club. I love him. He's just incredible. And yeah, over to you. I'll
give him a 7. I think every time he plays well. Yeah, the Millwall game away, he gave a few passes away. Every player gives passes away, but for me, I give him a 7. I think he's played really well. I think this might be his last season because of his age.
Yeah, you can see he's really slowing up a bit into it, in all fairness, but he's still very. You can see. I know what you're saying.
That's why I think he's playing in the centre back in the back three quite a lot because he doesn't have that pace hardly anymore to run with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I give him a 7. I love him. I love Hogg. He's my favourite town player. Yeah, I give him a 7.
Yeah. Oh gosh, sorry about it. I'm just gonna move on to the next player whilst I sort this out. John Russell. I'd say that not without his faults, but kind of who is in the list really, kind of thing. He showed he's inexperienced defensively on a few occasions, but when he's on form, everything kind of we do goes through, goes through him. I think that a difficult kind of rating to give here. I can't quite put him in the Colwell Pearson bracket just yet. But what I've seen of him, I've really liked. I think he's been a really impressive performer. The way he's transitioned from the B team to the first team in such a quick space of time, with no men's football experience, before, is really impressive, and he's got so much to work with, and the kind of the world's at his feet, if you could say so. He's got everything. He's got massive talent. We can see that. So I have to give him a 7 on that basis. But yeah, I've loved John Russell this season. He's been absolutely fantastic, and I can't wait to see how much he can progress in the new season coming up as well. What about you?
I give him a 7.5. I think he's done brilliantly. I mean, he's come from the B team out of nowhere. Very tall. He's a very, very tall guy. Very tall. And as a tall player, some players aren't good with the feet, but he's really good with his feet. He's got a good passing ability, strong. And I think my favourite goal this season is probably that lob against Luton.
Yeah, yeah, good one actually. Yeah, that was absolutely fantastic actually. And he's really, like I said, it was nice to get a goal, and he deserved it as well. But yeah, beautiful goal. Yeah, bring on what he has to offer in the next chapter, if you could say so, with us. Lewis O'Brien. Now I can't. There's not enough words. Like I say, he's continued to show why kind of Premier League clubs were looking at him. But he's been outstanding. He's never had a bad game, in my opinion. I think he's also kind of shone in the games where he's got tough kind of thing. The games that have been really tough at times.
Yeah.
And Town needed him the most in them. But an absolute gem, an absolute superstar, and I love him. But yeah, I have to give him a 9. I have to give him a 9 on this basis because he's just been a joy to watch, and like I say, he's been a core part of that midfield. And yeah, I've kind of gone speechless because he's just been so good. I've just looked, his development again this season, this past season, has been truly remarkable as well. He's just continuing to improve, and yeah, what a superstar. That's how I'm going to leave it. 9 for me, 9 rating. What about you?
I give him a 10.
Right.
He's just so good. I mean, every time he loses the ball, in splits of a second, he gets it back and he's running upfield. I give him a 10. Words can't describe how good he is. He is definitely a Premier League class player.
Yeah.
But I do think he will stay for another season. I think.
I really hope so. I really hope so because I think that I just can't bear the sight of not seeing him in a Town shirt. I think that's what it is. But he's just such a valuable key component to our team. He really is, and I really hope that we can keep hold of him because I know there's so much interest, and rightly so. But yeah, money talks in football like years, But I really hope that he sees past that and he thinks to himself, what we're kind of thinking as fans. Well, can't speak for everybody, but for me, obviously with the season we kind of had, I think we can really, really push on in the new season and go even better this time. So I think that hopefully he'll see that and see that he wants to be a part of it. And obviously a key player in the team and be playing every week. But yeah, we'll have to see on that one. But yeah, Lewis, if you are watching, I know you won't be. Please stay. I'm not begging. I'm just saying it. We really don't want to lose you.
He's just got engaged, hasn't he, as well as Lewis?
He has, yeah. Like I say, congratulations to him on that one. And yeah, we just hope that we can see him again in pre-season. I'll keep mentioning it, but yeah, I really do. Anyway, moving on. Tino Andrew. Now, obviously, I think this guy was a risk worth taking. That's what I will say because I think that he had his injury issue before we signed him. He showed what he can really do in that game against Coventry. But by that time, he kind of got near to fitness. Well, but he couldn't really do it. It was literally too late, wasn't it? Because the time of the season, and that's probably why we didn't. If we would have seen him a bit earlier, potentially may have seen a bit of a bigger impact. But unfortunately, it was just too little, too late. And for that reason, because we've hardly seen him. Obviously, I knew he'd join in January, so we didn't really. But he was injured for most of this season. I have to give him a 4. I can't give him any more than that, unfortunately, because we all, when he did play, he didn't really impress me, apart from the Coventry game. What about you?
I give him a 1, because we hadn't hardly seen him play. He's been injured. But when he's come, I think the only good performance he did was Coventry when he came on. That's it. Will we go back and loan him for a full season? I don't know. I don't think so.
I don't think so. I don't think we will. I don't think we will, because, in all due respects, I think we need players that can be reliable and we can call upon. Like I say, he has got an injury record, and I just don't think. Yeah, I just don't think it's worth bringing him back, really, in my opinion. But yeah, can't wait to see what the Terriers will be achieving for the 2022-23 season. Absolutely, I think we're all now. We've kind of dust has settled with that playoff final. I'm kind of looking ahead now. I'm trying, to look at the bigger picture and kind of say, you know what, we can really, go one better this time. And yeah, I believe we can. Dwayne Holmes. Now, this guy has not been my favourite player. Let's put it politely. But I think that we have to kind of, give him some credit. Unfortunately, no, not unfortunately, but I just don't.
I know what you mean.
I think what I like to see in Town players, regardless of I want to see, effort, I want to see, full commitment and things. I just haven't seen enough of that, this season from him. He's produced moments. He showed that really, kind of tactical flexibility that he's got in his game. And that's been important to us this season. I don't think that should be overlooked, but I just don't think I just don't really like, I just don't like, his attitude at times and his work ethic. He doesn't seem to get in as well as much. He just got to get in and get a challenge, and he seems to shy away sometimes. But I'm not going to criticise anymore. Like I say, everybody that knows me knows that I'm not the biggest fan of his. I'll back Town players, of course. Well, I won't, go against him completely, but I'm just not being a fan of his. But I think, if we're being fair, I think I have to give him a 6. What about you?
Oh.
He was expecting worse, wasn't you? That was quite kind, actually. But I think that because of the contribution he's made, in all fairness, he has scored goals and he has been involved in goals. I have to give him that. But I just don't like his overall game that I've seen from him. And I just think that's just my opinion, unfortunately. But yeah.
I'd give him a 4.5.
Right. You haven't been very
same reason as you. He loses the ball too quickly. He can score a goal, but he's a bit lazy. He's literally some games he plays. I just feel like he's sat at home on Fortnite in a game. He doesn't. He can change games off the bench. That's where I think he's best. But yeah, I'd give him a 4.5.
Yeah, maybe I should have been that harsh, actually. But yeah, unfortunately, I kind of just looked at the bigger picture and kind of said that. Now let's get on to, obviously, another player, Josh Karoma. He's never really got going, this season. He kind of found himself out of the side a lot of the time, for most of the second half of the campaign, especially. But I think kind of a final point I want to make on this is that, we know what Josh is about. We know what he's capable of. And we've seen from time to time in terms of, players that have got injured and never been the same again. Now, I don't think this is a case with Josh Karoma. I think that it's just a case of, he's just going to take him time to get back to that level. Because we saw the form he was showing before he got injured last season. Well, not last season, the season before. You know what I'm saying? That we knew, he was on the form of his life at that point before he got injured, and it's such a shame that he got an injury at the time he did. I think that, if he does remain at the club, I wouldn't bet against him getting back to some, really working hard. I bet he's working hard already, bless him. And I think he'll be so ready to go, you know, in the new season. And I, you know, like I said, I think he can really turn it around again. Because I really like Josh Crome, to be honest with you. I think that I like the way he tries his best all the time. And you always see, you know, working hard. I mean, I know that's what you expect really from, you know, from fact. But I'm just saying, you can see that he really cares about the club as well. So yeah, I really hope he can turn that. I really hope he can, you know, like I said, I have every faith in him. That's what I'm going to say. I have every faith in him to get back to where he was. And now, you know, this new season, there's no reason why he can't, and I'll back him because he's one of my favourites. What about you? What have you? I've said a 4, by the way. I forgot to say my name. I said a 4, just based on what we've seen from him and kind of, you know, the amount of games he's played as well. So yeah,
4.5. I think when he's been called on, he's done well, but he's been injured most of the season. And I've seen on Instagram and socials that he's actually training really hard. His shooting looks really good. And I think this season, if we keep him, because I think there's a question. I know he's staying, but I think there's a question mark. Will Carlos keep him? But I think if he stays, I think he will come back because it just shows. Well, like 2 seasons ago now, innit? He played well. That link up with Toffolo down that left hand side was frightening. But I don't think he's been the same since he had that bad injury.
Yeah, that's what I'm kind of saying. Yeah, that's what I said. He hasn't looked the same. But like I say, it can take time, can't it, for some players to get back to that. And, you know, hopefully this summer he can, you know, put the work in and really, you know, pay off when the season starts. So yeah, I've kind of said that anyway. So yeah, moving on, Senane. Now, this is another really tough one because, like I said, he's definitely had his moments this season, that's for sure. And actually, some of them moments have been very important, haven't they? But there's also been a lot of games where he hasn't particularly turned up as well, particularly over that first half of the season. So yeah, we've seen glimpses, we've seen things that, and you know, the contributions he has made have been really important ones, like I say. But yeah, there's been too many games where he's not turned up for me. First half of the season, especially. I realise I just repeat myself twice there, which I didn't really need to do. But yeah, anyway. But I like to summarise and kind of get my point so people know what I'm saying. For that reason, I have to give him a 6. I think he's, you know, like I say, I can't give him any higher than that, really, unfortunately. What about you? What have you made of him and your rating?
6. He's frustrating to watch. He's too greedy on the ball. And when he gets the ball and goes on it, he loses it. I know a few of our fans think he's world class. He's the best loan ever. A few of them. I think you got to look at the overall picture, not just his good performance.
Yeah.
I give him a 6. He's scored good goals. He's good at set pieces. But apart from that, 6.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I say, in fact, we won't be getting him back in the new season either. So yeah, that's unfortunate. But all the best to him in whatever kind of journey he goes down next, and wherever he ends up. Sorry. Let's talk about one individual that has really lit up the championship this season. He really has, and that is Sorba Thomas. Who, you know, there's no one made a bigger contribution than him this season in terms of creating chances. And you know, like I say, in a team that kind of has struggled from open play at times, that has been really vital, hasn't it? You know, somebody that can really create. But the impact he's had this season has been truly incredible. It really has. You know, he's grasped his opportunity when he's got it, and he's not looked back. And he's just been a joy to watch. I love him the way he runs at players. He's never afraid to do, you know, try something, even if it doesn't come off. He's fearless. He's just a superstar. He really is. He's an absolute baller, if you could say so. And yeah, I love him. I absolutely love him. And I've decided that I'm going to get him on one of my shirts next season. Because I think it's time for me to get him on one of my shirts. But yeah, he's been an absolute breath of fresh air. Lit up the championship. Arguably, in my opinion, should have been in the team this season in the championship overall. Because I don't think anybody's made a bigger contribution than he has. But yeah, absolutely outstanding. His work rate, everything. No matter if he's been playing for 60 or 70 minutes, he still looks like he's just basically in minute one still, because his pace is frightening. He's so skillful. And yeah, I could go on and on and on and on and on about Sorba Thomas, but I'm so excited to see what he can produce, in the new season as well now, because he's had that really impressive season. I think he can keep improving if that's ever possible. If that's ever possible, because he's been electric for us. It really has. But yeah, anyway, I'm going to stop waffling. But I have to give him a 9 on that basis, because yeah, he's been incredible superstar. We love you, Sorba Thomas. Yeah, there's no words. I'm losing my track. I'm being speechless now. Anyway, I'm going to hand over to you. What's your rating for Sorba?
I give him a 10. His 10 has been sensational.
Yeah.
Crossing it ability is fantastic. 10. His work rate's sensational. And Sorba, if you're watching, I know you're not. Can you move your nationality to England instead now? Instead of Wales. But no, I think 10 sensational. I know the game against Derby played as a left back, but then he switched over to the right hand side. I mean, that ball in for Rhodes' goal in the playoffs.
Yeah, I know. Absolutely incredible.
That's what we miss. Will other players that have come from non-league to our first team squad do what Sorba's done? Maybe. This Hoodlin might, whenever he gets announced. God knows how long it's going to be.
I know, it's still in talks apparently, which I'm going to go into a kind of a bulletin preview after this, because this list is just going on. But yeah, we've got a big squad actually, which is nice actually. But anyway, yeah, brilliant stuff by Sorba, and yeah, can't wait to see more of him in the new season, of course. Let's talk about Fraser Campbell then. Like I say, you can't fault how hard he works. He always works tirelessly, but unfortunately, kind of didn't do anything this season. He couldn't claim a goal or an assist, and he only started 5 games. And only played twice in the turn of the year, obviously in the new year. Yeah, it's all due respects, a guy that is absolutely fantastic to have around the football club. Great character, loves the club, obviously his hometown. But unfortunately, it just lacks that quality for me, and he can't really score. And yeah, he's not played hardly this season. I have to give him a 4 on that basis. I do love you, Fraser, but I just have to base it on what I've seen this season, really, and what the contribution you've made. And yeah, I can't, obviously, he's not staying with us, so I don't know what he'll be doing next. He may possibly retire, to be honest with you. And if he does retire, I think I'd probably like to see him around the academy at town, because I think he's a great character to have around. But yeah, that's my summary of Fraser. 4 rating. What about you?
He hasn't played at all this season, has he?
He has. He's played 5. He's played 5 games. He's only played twice this year, back end of the season. So
I don't think he's done much when played. Lovely guy to have around. I mean, a few games I've seen this season, I've actually spoken to him before they go in, and it seems like a really down to earth guy. I'd like to see him retire now and go into coaching. But personally, I do think he may look at League One for a season.
Yeah.
I think a club like someone like Barnsley to go to for a season there. But yeah, I'll give him a 3.
Yeah, we have to be honest with it. Like I say, nothing against you, Fraser. We just have to base it on what we've seen. Moving on, John Rhodes. Yeah, like I say, missed first half of the season, obviously, with injury. Needed a bit of time to get up to speed, as we saw, but like I say, made some massive contributions, as we know, late on in the season. including that winning goal in the playoff semi-final, which is absolutely beautiful. I keep reminiscing that goal still, even though it didn't end up being the goal that would, we wanted it to end, obviously with going up eventually, but obviously in the semi-final, he got us to the final. The technique of that strike, and it wasn't easy to score that. But you never lose your class, you never lose your class, and Jordan's got it in abundance. I think if the season had lasted a few weeks longer, I probably would have given him a higher mark. But I need to base it on what we've seen and what we've got here. And for that reason, I have to give Jordan a 6. Because, he's been brilliant. But, like I say, he did miss a lot of that first half of the season. Took time to get back up to speed as well, once back fit. But the contribution he's made, like I say, especially in that playoff semi-final, scenes when that goal went in. But, brilliant strike. I'm really glad that he's really come good. He's ended the season really strongly, and let's hope we can continue that into the new season. But that's me. What about you?
I'd give him a 7. He hasn't played a lot, like you said, but when he's come on and once he's scored goals, he's just played better. I mean, that performance against Middlesbrough, probably the best performance I've seen him in years.
Yeah.
And now he is better in a 2. I don't think he's good up front in a 3. I think he needs someone up front with him. But I give him a 7. I mean, I don't know if they're true, but I'm reading rumours that Middlesbrough want him.
All right. I heard that, but
I take it with a pinch of salt, some of these rumours.
I don't know where you've seen that, but I haven't seen it like that. But I don't think he'll want to move here. I think he'll be happy to stay with town for until he retires now, I think, to be honest with you, because I think and that probably won't be long away.
This season, I think him and Ward and hopefully Hudlin will be 3 good options, because you've got Rhodes and Ward are similar type players. Then you've got Hudlin that's very tall. He could make it, if you want in a late goal, just chuck him on, to be honest. But a 7 for Jordan. 7 for Jordan.
But anyway, we're going to go on to that in a moment. Danny Ward is the next player. In fact, is the final player that I've got on my list. Obviously, the other players that did make appearances that haven't made enough appearances for me to give a rating for. So that's the reason why I've only rated the players that I have. Danny Ward, like I say, I think he started the season, a little off his best, and he also finished the season a little off his best as well for a few games. But it was brilliant for the vast majority of the season. He really was. Incredibly hard-working. We've seen that on and off the ball. Top scorer, like I say. And I think he was, like I say, one of Corberan's most tactically important players, in my opinion. But it's great that Ward has managed to, obviously, when he got that first goal, that really kick-started him. And it's been great to see him score goals and be back to somewhat of his best, relatively speaking. It's been brilliant. For that reason, I have to give Ward an 8. I think he's been absolutely brilliant, like I say. I think that obviously if he can build upon that in the new season and look even stronger and even better than what he did this season, that'll be even bigger for us. So let's see what happens. But fantastic for Ward to come back and really hit the ground running.
I give him a 9. I think he's done really well. I think what started his good season was against Reading when we slapped him at home. I think once he started that goal, I think that got his confidence up. I mean, it was pretty funny. At the game against Reading with Ward, I was sat with my mate and I said, Danny Ward's not going to score. He's so rubbish. What's happened? Backfire, had it?
Yeah, I know. You can't speak too soon.
Thanks to my comment that he's done well.
You could say that. But like I say, I think you've always got to be careful, though, because we've seen what Ward has been able to produce previously. So, we knew he was just lacking confidence. Well, I thought that anyway.
I think I'd give him another year contract extension as well.
I didn't think he was one of those that was up for contract this season. I think he's already. I don't remember seeing his name as one of the players that renewed contracts. So I'm presuming he's already tied down for another year. I think, I can't remember reading anything from that return list that they posted out.
I think he will retire at Town as well. Ward.
Yeah, I do as well, and like I said, I'd love to see Rhodesy retire at Town as well, which I think pretty sure he will, because you can see the love he has for the club as well. It's all to see. Great live stream, thank you. It's been great actually, this, and we're nearing at the end. But before we go, I'm gonna just kind of take you through some. I want to know your thoughts about these players that we're being linked with. Now, a name that's been dotted around. I'm going to take this off now because this isn't relevant. There we are. The names that have been dotted around. Obviously, James McAtee, a Manchester City player. Obviously gone through the academy system there. He's 19. He's an attacking midfielder. He's really highly thought of at City. Actually, he's really excelled in the academy. I know it's a different ball game going to senior football, but to produce stats like what was it? He scored 17 goals and 7 assists in just 22 league games, which I don't care what level it's at, academy or not. To produce them numbers, you've got to be a good player. I think obviously he has been linked with many other sides, Brighton being one of them, and Swansea as well. But I think he's favouring somewhere close to Manchester, which obviously us being and I believe that his preferred choice would be us, which will be a massive if we can get this over the line. By the way, because he looks a real star, he really does, and he'll be exciting to watch. Like I said, we've seen from previous loans that we've had, we've really took advantage of the loan system, from Premier League clubs especially. Like I say, bringing in like Colwell, Chalobah, and Emile Smith-Rowe, naming a few. These players have really excelled at us and really pushed on. What are your thoughts on this signing? Because I think it would be massive if you can get this over the line, because this guy's highly thought of at City, like I say, and I think he'll fit our system very well.
Yeah, I rate it. I mean, I watch quite a lot of youth football online in the streets, and when this guy has played, I've seen him play for their youth, and I've seen him in the FA Cup when he came on. He is really good. I mean, he can play off the left, off the right, or in the 10 or in the midfield three. He has got a wonder of a left foot. I think, he will do well for us. I think under Carlos, could this be another like Smith-Rowe loan, similar?
Yeah.
But yeah, I hope we get it over the line. And from what I've been reading the last few days, it sounds like we're in talks.
Yeah, it looks like it's nearly completed, to be honest with you. I'm not speaking too soon, but like I say, he does want to go out and get experience. City want him to go out and get experience. So it will. I think it'll happen eventually. And like I say, because obviously Huddersfield's so close to Manchester, he'll want to maybe stay locally. It makes sense for both parties. So yeah. We would love to see you in a Town shirt. James McAtee, I hope I've said your name right. I don't know how to pronounce it yet, but I'll get there. But yeah, we will welcome you with open arms if you do come. It'll be great to see you in the blue and white stripes, the famous blue and white stripes, of course. Now, another player that we've been linked with is, most recently actually, a new rumour this has developed, is Blackpool midfielder Keshi Anderson. Now, I don't know if you know much about him, but he's a 27-year-old. He featured 32 times for Blackpool last season. He scored 4 goals and got 5 assists. He predominantly operates on the wing, but he also saw minutes in central midfield last season as the season kind of wore on. He has also displayed his ability when tasked slightly more advanced in attacking. Yeah, so he's excelled in the attacking role as well. With his contract coming to an end this summer, Blackpool opted to trigger a 12-month extension clause in his contract. Let me just have a look. So yeah, So yeah, it looks like this guy is potentially on the radar from Carl's point of view. To be honest with you, I don't know much about him. I know he featured 32 times, but I still haven't even heard of him, which is a bit, it's strange. But what are your thoughts on this one? Would you do this one? Because I think
I know quite a bit about him actually, because I've seen him quite a lot over years as well. He's really good. He's really good. He's good on the ball. He's tricky with his feet. He's strong. I think I've spoken to a few Blackpool fans this morning. I messaged a few, and they've just basically said to get best out of him, it's in an attacking midfield role. Like we play sometimes three in midfield, though, in the bomb on. But they did say his downfall is his crossing ability. It's not so good, but who knows? I think we'll get this one over the line as well.
Yeah, I think it'll be personally for me. I think it'll be great to see him sign. I think from what I've been hearing, he sounds a really exciting, player, and I think he'll really contribute, and really make a difference as well. So yeah, hopefully we get that over the line now. And finally, obviously, I did touch upon Kyle Hudlin, but we still haven't heard anything, which I was actually expecting an announcement when I last spoke about this the other week. But we haven't heard anything since. Now, I'm presuming, I thought the deal had been agreed. It was just about personal terms in the rental club, but maybe I was wrong in that aspect. But I think we do need to be, we do need to be getting a move on here if we're wanting to get this over the line. I think it will be important to get him in. Now, obviously, I think it'll offer something different as well up front. If we want to we know how Carlos likes to change. Obviously, he can adapt to situations. He can, change from plan A to plan B. It's important to have somebody like this guy in the team because he offers something different, like I say. So hopefully we can get that over the line. Bless you. How optimistic are you of seeing this deal get over the line with Hudlin? Because I think surely it should happen, but it's taking a lot longer than what I thought it would do.
Well, I've spoken to a few people, and apparently it is done. It's just about announcing it now. But right. I have seen on his Instagram, I think he's on holiday.
Right.
But I think it might be announced in the next few days, next week sometime. Because players are back in training next week, aren't they?
Yeah, they're back earlier, obviously, with the season starting up slightly earlier this time. So, yeah.
Because I know Toffolo's come off his honeymoon. Dwayne has, or Brian has as well. Yeah. I think they've come off the holidays.
I'm not sure. I thought they may be back on the 1st of July. I thought that's when they report that. But I might be wrong. It might be next week because of, mind you, we're not in normal. Like I said, they probably will have to get back to training a bit earlier, actually, to be honest with you, with the season starting. So it'd probably be next week, to be honest with you. Valid point. Thank you for the positivity in the chat today. I really appreciate that. Now, before we go, obviously we've kind of touched on a few sides. Have you heard any more before I go on to this final section, which I promise is the final bit? Have you heard any more kind of concrete rumours that you can kind of trust over the last few days with transfers?
I don't know. The only ones that I look at are on Twitter with that Alan Nixon guy, and other.
Right. Yes,
other sources, but I hadn't heard those. The names we spoke about are the only names I've.
Are the main ones, at the moment, and finally, I want to just kind of touch upon Dean Hoyle's monthly briefing statements. Now, I will read the statement out in full, and then I will ask your reactions, okay? Because I think that it's really positive to read this and actually brought a smile to my face. Right, let's have a look here then. So. So I'm going to read it all in full, so please bear with me, and I hope that everybody can understand what I'm saying. Now that the dust has settled on the 2021-22 Sky Bet Championship season, it's important that we reflect on the many positives and that we move forward. I know that the circumstances of our playoff final defeat was hard to take for those of us with a Huddersfield Town persuasion, but I want to take this opportunity to congratulate Nottingham Forest on their win and wish them all the best in the Premier League. Now, they're a great club with some good people. I travelled back from Wembley with the coaching staff And into the early hours, they already had their laptops out and were discussing how we can improve again next season. I was really encouraged by that attitude. We've been here before as a club. We lost the 2011 playoff final in painful fashion, but then we worked out to go one step further, and we did it at Wembley a year later. We need to replicate that dogged determination to get better once again. It's all about how we bounce back now. There are always challenges in life, days when you feel like everything goes against you, but in those times, it is all about how you react. The achievements of the squad, led by Carlos Corbin and his staff, were there for all to see during the season. Finishing third in the Sky Bet Championship is no mean feat and has restored a lot of pride after some difficult seasons on the pitch. It's given us a fantastic platform to build from, and this is what our focus has turned to now. I'm delighted to report that the positivity behind the scenes has been reflected in the stand for the 2022-23 season already. Season card sales have been incredibly strong, and all in, we're approaching the 15,500 figure as I write. That's significantly up on the last season and eclipses the figure we had for the 2016-17 season too. With season cards still on sale, we predict that we will reach our highest total since our first season in the Premier League in 2017-18. On behalf of everyone at the club, thank you for that magnificent support. It is huge for the football club. We have tried to keep our prices as affordable as possible, but you collectively deserve all the credit for committing to back the team again for the new season. It shows me that Terrier spirit is firmly back and here to stay. I can feel the same togetherness that this club had in our promotion season. I've always been firm in the opinion that the club should represent the wider community of Huddersfield, not only in the stands, but also through our actions. I also feel that after the pandemic-driven lockdowns, we've been able to return to this ethos through some amazing community events such as Bell for Pounds 10.5 with Made by Cooper, and through the Road to Wembley bike ride that raised money in honour of Daz Hobson. It was so good to see so many familiar faces again, and some new ones too, and to raise money for some incredible causes. We're still receiving the funds, but there will be terrific amounts for sure, amounts we can all be proud of. Back to the football. Leigh Bromby and his team are working with Carlos to build upon the strong foundations we have in our squad to keep improving ahead of the new season, which will soon be upon us with the 30th July start. We will never deal in rumours, but we'll keep supporters up to date as we progress on this front via official club channels. On media reports, they've also some about the ownership situation the days after the playoff round that many of you will have seen. There's nothing I can report on this front since my last comments on this matter, other than to say that there is still positive progress being made on acquiring the over 75% of shares in this club. We will give you any significant updates as we progress. For now, it's business as usual here. We must keep pushing forward. Thank you once again for your tremendous support. We go again as one club together, full of Terrier spirit in 2022-23. There shall be a lot to look forward to. Dean Hoyle. Now, as I was reading that, I was filming with a bit of emotion, and actually, I'm sorry to read the full thing, but I thought it was important to do so. Now, let's break this down then, because I think that his words as well was very sincere. That's why I took from this. I think it was very complimentary to obviously Carlos and the players, which rightly so. It was a nice message for the fans as well, towards the fans. And let's talk about season card sales, because you know, to get that amount of season card sales so early on, I mean, obviously the season's, you know, over a month away now, but to get the amount of season card sales over the line like we have, and to be on kind of thing for a record here, that's crucial, isn't it, coming into the new season? What are your thoughts on that? Because I think it's vital that if we push forward as a football club, we need fans in the stands to back the players, and I think it'll be massive.
I think it just shows what kind of passion he's got, and what for a long time I've always liked Dean. I mean, I've met him quite a lot, obviously at games, and I bumped into him in Asda and stuff. And I think having him back on board is really important, because with Dean, obviously he's been here before. We've always got our business done early. That's what I think we're doing now again. Because I think before players are back for pre-season, Dean wants all the signings in. But yeah, that statement, I can't fault it. I agree everything he says, and well done, by the way.
I know it was such a long one, but I did mess up a few times. I was very disappointed about, but yeah, I try my best. But yeah, I think that obviously the words as well helped us kind of move on from the the version events, obviously in the playoff final as well. So it kind of helped us kind of look forward a bit more, even more so after reading this as well. Even though probably we were looking forward anyway, but you know what I'm saying. I think the words was fantastic, really, and there's that trust back in this football club that we was missing in previous years. We've got that trust, and we're all together as one, and we really do believe in what we're trying to do now. And it's just positive to read that statement. It made me really happy inside. It's great to have Dean back, like I say. I think the ethos of obviously bringing in players before pre-season is the sensible one, because I think it's always important. There's no good waiting until a few weeks before the season starts to get players in, because you're just disrupting the group that have already started pre-season. You need the players in set in stone come that first day of pre-season. More often than more or less, let's say, maybe if it's a few days after the pre-season training started. But more or less, you need to have them deals done at the start, which is positive. But yeah, I mean, I love the bit obviously about they want to represent the wider community, which we've always done. We've always been that family club and always tried to do stuff in the community as well. So yeah, I was very touched by that. So like I say, I know you probably won't be watching Dean Hall, but I really am touched by your words. Yeah. And yeah, I really appreciate the honesty. You can see how much you care about the football club, and yeah, I just appreciate the statement that you've produced. It's very heartfelt. But yeah, I think that is us done. I hope the Garden Memorial looks great soon. Yeah, obviously with like I say, obviously Daz Memorial Garden should be in the process of happening soon. So yeah, hopefully, like I say, that will be full of blue and white very shortly, which epitomises what obviously Daz Hobson was about, obviously supporting the Terriers. So yeah, God bless him. We still miss him each day. And he'll always be in our hearts, like I said, in the previous streams. He will always be, with us. And yeah, I'm speechless now. But yeah, as ever, this has been an absolutely fantastic stream. We've approached just over an hour and 15. It's been great to have you on, Tom. I really appreciate you coming on. It's been a really positive experience.
No, honestly, obviously, when you did the transfer, obviously I was busy at the time, which I felt bad not joining because I said I would. But yeah, I'm happy to be here again. I'm happy.
Yeah, no problem. Like I say, thanks everybody as well for coming to tune in. Please share the video around, because like I say, I realise it is a Friday and people are at work, studying, whatever. But yeah, obviously the beauty of this, you can watch it back. So any shares, any likes, any comments, and 2 subscribers away from 50. So please help me get.
Let's get right into 50.
Please help. Any shares will help me get to 50. So I would really appreciate you if you help me share the page, the channel. Sorry, but yeah, that's it from me. I will be back in a few days, or maybe I'll be back tomorrow. I'm not sure yet. So I've not got a schedule as such. I'm going to think about what I can do next for my next video, and then potentially either do it tomorrow, because I think that consistency is important, because I can't post Sunday or Monday. So potentially, probably if I do tomorrow, it would make sense to do another video then. But yeah, it's been absolutely fantastic. I've loved this. Like I said, I can't believe I did the ratings so late, but it dawned on me the other day that I hadn't actually done any player ratings, which is why I've done them so late. But better late than never. That's what I say. So yeah, that's it from me. Please like, share, and subscribe. It would really mean the world to me. You don't understand. Thanks everybody for tuning in. And yeah, I'll see you on the next one. Have a good rest of the day. Enjoy the sunshine. It's absolutely blazing hot here in Huddersfield today.
Enjoy it if you've not got hay fever.
Oh yes, of course. I know what that feels like. I've been up since 5 a.m. this morning, me sniffling away. It's just horrendous. It's the worst I've ever kind of experienced hay fever. This actually, though, I'm inside. I'm relatively okay, so I'm just going to keep inside today. And yeah, it should be alright. It should be alright. But yeah, as ever, thanks so much, everybody, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye, guys.